Hey everyone, this is alexusadays. So since the last update on the QA jobs, it's been half a year. So let's talk about that. Let's go through the jobs and compare what we've seen half a year ago, and year and a half. So here we have first one is Dice, and Dice is interesting because we were at 5,000, at 7,000, at 9,000 jobs half a year ago, and then now we dropped to 1,800. This tells me most likely something changed in the dice filters. So I use the same filters as before. Nothing really changed about it. And if you click on it, you can see how many jobs are out there. They added some properties like distance. Maybe this is new and selected up to 30 miles. I can say no preference, but it doesn't change the amount of jobs. So there's something off. Again, last 7 days is showing 1,800. If I remove last 7 days, we go back to like 6,000. Maybe I should add this actually. So last 7 days, and I'm gonna add no day, all days, total, yeah, or all days. I'll put a number here so we can track this. Okay. So yeah, probably they were pulling in all from the 7 days, all of the jobs that were out there in the previous searches, or they were showing jobs that were not really QA. Some other jobs got into the mix, or they were doing some cleaning up. Maybe there was a bunch of fake jobs posted on Dice, so they removed those or added more criteria to the post. And so this sharp drop is definitely telling me, okay, something got really updated there. So that's why we're seeing less jobs here. Uh, what it really means for the data that we're looking at, again, this is year and a half span, right? Going to be 2 years soon. So um, this just tells me that we will need another data point to compare this filter to the next one. Uh, this filter to the same filter half a year from now on, because most likely we're going to see around the same number. But in general, we have 1,800 jobs on Dice in the last 7 days. 200 of them were remote, 1,200 were full time, 600 jobs were contract jobs, recruiter again 600 jobs, and direct hire 1,100 jobs. Direct hire is not a big change from the previous, and the contract is not changed from the previous. So looks like the full time and the recruiter jobs got some changes into the filter. So that's why we're seeing a lot less jobs right now. So I wouldn't stress about this in terms of, oh, we're seeing a like really sharp drop in the job market. I don't think that's the case. Just needs another data point. So yeah, this is Dice. Now the Glassdoor is showing something interesting. So this is again same filters for the Glassdoor as I've used since the start, and we see that in California we doubled the amount of jobs, and the Glassdoor is showing in the filter last 2 weeks. Okay, and the links are all there. You can see them. You can follow along. But yeah, so in California, the amount of jobs doubled since the last year. It is more than the year ago, and it is more than a year and a half ago by a good number. So more jobs are being created in California for quality assurance. Same thing we're seeing in Texas. So Texas again, five. Texas is 859, and before it was 528. A year ago it was 700. Year and a half 600. So this is in the last 2 weeks again from the Glassdoor, right? So yeah, 829 last 2 weeks posted. If we don't have a filter, it's 3,000. Maybe I should I'll probably um, start adding without all total jobs open, without the 2 weeks filter as a new data point somewhere here. But yeah, for now, we're seeing again jobs increase in the last 2 weeks in Texas, a little bit of a job increase in Florida, 100 more jobs, and about 200 more jobs more in New York comparing to the half year ago. So all four states that have most of the quality assurance jobs are actually showing more jobs available. Okay, and the last one is LinkedIn, and with the LinkedIn again, there was some interesting data where we had 3,000 jobs year and a half, then 7,000 a year ago, and all of a sudden, half a year back, we dropped to 1,300. I suspected back then there was some update to how they filter things. Again, sometimes they optimize search because it might be pulling jobs that are not QA relevant, not quality assurance. Maybe they, again, added some measures to prevent fake job posting. So, all of that stuff. But now I think we're pretty safe because the data is closely matching what we've seen half a year ago. So, filter is going to be pretty much the similar or the same how it filters the jobs out. And I we can see that in the last 7 days there have been 1,700 jobs, and half a year ago there were 1,300 jobs. So 400 jobs more in the last 7 days. Um, and if we take a look here, so jobs, date posted, last 7 days, we're at again 1,761 for quality assurance in the United States across all the country. If we remove that filter, we're going to back to 5,118. And it's closely matching total jobs available in USA half a year ago. So it was 5422, right? So 300 jobs less. So what can I say from that data? Again, not a data analyst, but from what I understand, that at least in the four states that are startup centers or focused for like startup environment, California, Texas, Florida, New York, we actually see more jobs. So that means there are investment, the money being pulled in into those states. So there's a demand for quality assurance. Quality assurance is required in many different industries, right? Tech startups, finances, airspace, healthcare, there like real estate. There's so many different industries that require quality assurance. So if companies are trying to open up startups, they would be opening up and finding for workers in those specific states. So there's a demand. I know there were some talks about investment in the U.S. economy and bring manufacturing back uh, in Texas. Elon Musk opened up his own or built his own city, all dedicated to like SpaceX, right? So all that needs quality assurance. So those bigger states are creating more jobs and they're pulling in talent because there's a little bit more demand. Not a lot, but there is a sensible number that says, okay, we need more quality assurance jobs in those particular states. That's according to the Glassdoor. And if you look at LinkedIn, again, you have a little bit more demand as of right now in the last 7 days. So definitely more demand within a short span. People are hiring. They need to bring those jobs. Most likely, again, this is coming from those states. But overall, around the country, you're seeing total jobs available pretty similar number. So what it tells me, and again, I'm not data analyst, but what it tells me, there is some increase in the states where economy is oriented for the tech industry, and you have other companies already having businesses there, and there is a little bit more demand there. There is more demand for QA, so more jobs in general in tech. Um, but overall, in the country, situation stays very similar how it's been half a year ago, right? So across the United States, in other states like Illinois or Alabama or some other state, I mean, all other states essentially, you're not going to see any increase in demand, and quality assurance jobs going to be pretty much at the same level like there were half a year ago. Okay. But if you look at the states that are focused on tech industries and startups and they're pulling talent, there is a little bit uptick there, which I think in general is good. So it starts in one place. Then, if they're not able to find talent in those specific places, they might go into other states and do more of a remote search. Okay, so those jobs could potentially move across the United States in general for remote positions. Yeah, so this is my update. Let me know what you think. I also did a quick look on the salary and they didn't update it for a year. Zip, I don't know. I'll probably have to go and find some other source for the salary, but the average is showing the same. But for the fact I know there were some increases among people that I know that work in quality assurance and in tech in general that were around to adjust to economy. Not a lot, but just considering the cost of living is rising and inflation and prices, not as much as it would be cost of living and prices raise or how they grew in the last half a year, because this is data 1 year alone. In 1 year, a lot of things went up in price. So there were adjustments. Typically, there were adjustments, maybe 3, 4, 5% based on inflation and cost of living. So there is some uptick. So I think this web page is not just being up to date with the latest salaries. There's a pool from a year ago, and it didn't change at all. Okay, so salary wise, I think we're still there in the south in the hundred thousands with a little uptick 3 5 maybe up to 7, even somewhere 10%, just because of the inflation. All right, so 98 would be 105, maybe 110, something like that. Okay, your average was 82, now would be 90. Okay, around that number. Uh, Numbers are just not adjusted on this particular web page. Again, probably not tracking as often or not updating as often. So yeah, these are the numbers. Let me know what you think in the comments. How's your job search going? If you're finding open positions, if you're going through interviews, if it's going well for you. All right. One last thing that I want to add before I finish. So recently, I've seen a post on I seen a post on LinkedIn about the job, and the recruiters, like, sometimes they send me jobs, and when I reposted it, a lot of people were sending in asking about the jobs messages. Um, None of them matched the job description. A lot of them were out of the United States. So I think in general there's a problem with LinkedIn job search where anyone who posts a job description and it clearly says like must be U.S. citizen or in the United States, that gets completely ignored. So recruiters are just bombarded with completely irrelevant candidates, and I think it's sort of a problem. So yeah, so hopefully LinkedIn gonna fix that and make it that you can somehow be very specific about the region and the requirements for that region for whoever is searching a job, right? Okay, so yeah, this was Alex USA Days. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.